During the period of 7th and 12th century, many new dynasties emerged in different parts of the subcontinent. That we are going to see in this lesson. Lesson 2, New Kings and Kingdoms. Okay, this is the Chola Empire. Okay, you can see the map. This is the Gujarara, Pratiharas, Rashtrakutas and Palas, Cholas and Chahamanas. You can see, and today's state map you can refer with this, and you can see how these countries were ruled by Chola and what are all the states, present states were under Chola in the 7th and 12th century. That is what you are going to see with the map. The emergence of new dynasties. The new rulers were previously the big landlords or warriors working under the existing kings as subordinates or samantas. They gradually gained power and wealth and thereafter declared themselves to be Mahasamanta, Mahamandaleshwara, the great lord of circle or region. They were now independent lords. Dandi Durga, the Rashtrakuta chief, overthrew his Chalukya overlord and performed a ritual known as Hiranyakriba, literally the golden womb. Some other lords like the Kadamba, Mayura Sharman and the Gurjara Pradihara Harichandra Brahmanas by birth used their military skills to establish their kingdoms in Karnataka and Rajasthan. Administration in the kings. Many of these new kings adapted titles like Maharaja, Adi Raja, Tiribhuvana Chakravartin, Lord of the Three Worlds, though they shared power with their samantas as well as with associations of peasants, traders and brahmanas, the producers, the peasants, cattle keepers, artisans were the main feeders of these states. Pragasthas and land grants. Pragasthas were composed by learned brahmanas in praise of the rulers. It used to depict the rulers as valiant and victorious warriors. Brahmanas were also rewarded by grants of land. If they sing songs about the king in the sense, they will be given some gifts. The gifts will be in the form of land. Kalhana's long poem in Sanskrit recorded the history of kings who ruled over Kashmir. He usually used a variety of sources, including inscriptions, documents, eyewitness accounts, and earlier histories in order to present his accounts. Warfare for wealth. Warfare for wealth. Kanuj was the prize area in Ganga Valley. Okay, there was a tripartite struggle among Gurjara, Pratihara, Rashtrakuta, and Pala dynasties over Kanuj. All were struggling to capture Kanuj. Rulers used to build large temples in order to demonstrate their power and resources. So, temples were the first target of when one ruler attacked over the other. They started attacking the temples. Instead of attacking the kings, they started attacking the temples, because whatever special temples the kings are building, that should be abolished was the motive of the opponent ruler. One prominent reason for this was that the temples were the treasure house of that period. Okay, another main prominent reason is temples were the treasure house of that period. Sultan Muhammad Ghazni of Afghanistan, 1997 to 1030, extended his control over parts of Central Asia, Iran, and the northwestern part of the subcontinent. During this attack, he targeted wealthy temples, of which the temple of Somnath in Gujarat was the most prominent. Somnath temple in Gujarat was tried to defeat. Al-Baruni's Kitab Al-Hind, an Arabic work written on the request of Sultan, is an important source of historians. Al-Baruni also consulted the Sanskrit scholars while preparing this book. Some other notable kings engaged in war were Chahamanas, later known as Chauhans. Rulers over the region around Delhi and Ajmer made efforts to expand their control to the west and the east. Prithviraja III was the most popular of Chahamanas. He defeated an Afghanistan ruler, Sultan Muhammad Ghori, in 1191 but was defeated very next year in 1192. How did the Cholas rise to power? Okay, from Urayur to Tanjavur, how did the Cholas rise to power? Muttarayar, the subordinates to the Pallava kings of Kanjipuram, held power in the Kaveri Delta. From Urayur to Tanjavur, Muttarayar, the subordinates to the Pallava kings of Kanjipuram, held power in Kaveri Delta. Rajaraja I was the most famous and powerful Chola ruler, who became king in 985. Okay, he became the king in 985 and thereafter expanded control over most of these areas. His son Rajendra I also added to the glory of his father. Splendid temple and bronze sculpture. The big temples of Tanjavur and Gangaikonda Cholapuram, built by Rajaraja and Rajendra, are architectural marvels. Temples were not only the place of worship, but they were the hub of economic, social, and cultural life as well. The making of bronze images of the deities was the most distinctive of the crafts associated with the temples. Chola bronze images are still considered the best in the world. Agriculture and irrigation. The development of agriculture contributed much to the achievements of the Cholas. In Chola period, the development of agriculture was really it was a worthy growth, a worthy development. A variety of methods like digging of wells, placing huge tanks were used for irrigation. Okay, the administration of the empires. The administration of the empires was also well organized. The settlement of peasants grew prosperous with the spread of irrigation agriculture. Groups of such villages formed larger units called Nadu, performed several administrative functions including dispensing justice and collecting taxes. Like this only, one small divisions were made, and Tamil Nadu, like that they have given one small state names. Rich peasants of the Vellala caste controlled over the affairs of the Nadu under the supervision of the central Chola government. Some rich landowners were honored with the titles like Venda Velan. Okay, Velan or peasant serving three kings, Aryer, chief, etc. And they were also entrusted with the important offices of the state at the center. As Brahmanas often received land grants or Brahmanas, a large number of Brahmana settlements emerged in Kaveri Valley. As in other parts of South India, each Brahmadeya was looked after by an assembly or sabha of prominent Brahmana landholders, which worked efficiently. Their decisions were recorded in detail in inscriptions on the stone of walls of temples. Association of traders, known as Nagarams, also occasionally performed administrative functions in towns. This is the lesson, children. I'll send you the classworks. Please copy down.